Pangarap na bahay at lupa, abot kamay mo na. Takbo na sa pinakamalapit na FC Home Center sa inyong lugar. Bili ng appliances or furniture available through cash, credit cards, at pwede rin through financing partners. Huwag palampasin dahil baka ikaw na ang maswerteng magwawagi na.
Bahay at lupa sa FC Home.
Drink responsibly.
Tapang at malasakit.
Ang malasakit ay binibigay sa mga taong nangangailangan.
Kailangan bukal sa kalooban ng pagtulong.
Pagbigay ng kung anong meron pa, yung kaya mo.
At malasakit.
Ang malasakit, magsasakripisyo ka. Ang pagtulong ay walang pinipiling oras.
Kagaya ni Mr. Malasakit, Senator Bongo, bisyo ang magserbisyo.
Tolentino ng bawat Pilipino.
Okay, apologies for the mic issues, but welcome back. Let's continue with the headlines. Authorities seized 90 million pesos worth of suspected shabu in an operation in Matlock Port in Sorsogon Province on Saturday, September 28. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Region 5 said in the report Sunday, September 29 that the operation yielded 80 kilograms of shabu that was valued at 90 million pesos. Two drug traffickers, Jahamin Gumpi and Caliban Arsad Yuksop, were also arrested during the operation that transpired around 10 p.m. inside the port's compound. Both are residents of Sharab Al-Guak, Maligindano. The authorities also confiscated 3 cellular phones and the identification cards of the suspects. The suspects are now under the custody of PDEA PICO and will be facing charges of violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Now for the international headlines, Claudia Sheinbaum will be sworn in on Tuesday as Mexico's first woman president, taking charge of the violence-plagued Latin American nation at a time of mounting security, economic, and diplomatic challenges. The 62-year-old former Mexico City mayor and ruling party heavyweight will face immediate tests from current violence, frictions with key international allies, and a backlash against controversial judicial reforms. A scientist by training, Sheinbaum won a landslide election victory in June with a pledge to continue the left-wing reform agenda of outgoing leader Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, a close ally. Sheinbaum's relations with the United States, Mexico's main trading partner and a key ally in areas including security and immigration, will depend to a large extent on who wins the U.S. election on November 5. Sheinbaum could probably develop a quite good relationship with Kamala Harris because they're very much alike, said Paloma Starr, a professor of political science and international relations at the University of Southern California. They're both women who will be the first female president of their countries. So they're both interested in advancing women's issues and women's rights. They're both very much on the same page when it comes to climate change. And they're both very much progressives, she said. Relationships with Donald Trump, if he wins, would be much more difficult, in part because he doesn't have as much respect for female leaders as he does for male leaders, Starr said. And because Sheinbaum is not a populist, he won't see a kind soul in her like he saw in Lopez Obrador, she added. Trump's vote to deport significant numbers of undocumented people would present a major challenge for Mexican to U.S. relations, according to experts. In that case, passions on both sides of the border would become inflamed and the relationship could be put to a severe test, said Michael Schipper, an expert at the Inter-American Dialogue think tank in Washington. Even before taking office, Sheinbaum has found herself engulfed in a diplomatic row with Spain, another key and economic partner, after she refused to invite King Lepe VI to her inauguration, accusing him of failing to acknowledge harm caused by colonization. While Sheinbaum's presidency is unlikely to usher in a radical change of direction for the world's most populous Spanish-speaking country, home to 129 million people, she is expected to bring her own style of leadership, experts said. She's more pragmatic and less ideological than Lopez Obrador, Starr told AFP. Lopez Obrador leaves office due to the country's single-term limit, enjoying an approval rating of around 70%. He hands Sheinbaum the reins of a nation where murders and kidnappings occur daily and ultra-violent cartels involved in drug trafficking, people smuggling, and other crimes control vast swaths of territory. In the northwestern state of Sinaloa, cartel infighting has left thousands of people dead in recent weeks. Gender-based violence is another major issue with around 10 women or girls murdered every day across the country. Sheinbaum's chief challenge will be tackling Mexico's deteriorating security situation, said Schiffer. Lopez Obrador mainly relied on erotic to address spreading cartel activity, but Sheinbaum will likely be data-driven and techno-erotic in her approach to this vexing problem and will try to improve the effectiveness of the police, he added. Lopez Obrador prioritized addressing the root cause of crimes such as poverty and inequality, a policy that he calls hugs, not bullets. In his final weeks in office, the self-proclaimed anti-corruption fighter pushed through controversial reforms, including the election of all judges by popular vote. Critics warned the changes would make it easier for politicians and organized crime to influence the courts. The reforms upset foreign investors as well as key trading partners, the United States and Canada. Once in office, Sheinbaum is likely to seek ways to allay the concerns, Schifter said. By all accounts, she is pragmatic and understands that Mexico cannot afford to antagonize both governments and alienate investors, he added. And China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi warned on Saturday against the expansion of the conflict in Ukraine, which has accused Beijing of assisting Russia in this war. Kiev has been particularly scornful of Beijing's call for talks to resolve the conflict, but Wang irritated China's offer to help broker an end to fighting. The top priority is to commit to no expansion of the battlefield, no escalation of fighting, and no provocation by any party, and push for the escalation of the situation as soon as possible, he told the UN General Assembly. China is committed to playing a constructive role, engaging in shuffle mediation and promoting talks for peace, not throwing oil on the fire or exploiting the situation for selfish gains. Wang also called for an immediate ceasefire in the fighting between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, but only noted the resumption of fighting in Lebanon without commenting on the death of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed in an Israeli strike. There must not be any delay in reaching a comprehensive ceasefire, and the fundamental way out lies in the two-state solution, Wang said. China has always been a staunch supporter of the just cause of the Palestinian people to regain their legitimate national rights, as a staunch supporter of Palestinians' full UN membership. Plus, the death toll after a landslide at an illegal mine in western Indonesia was raised to 13 on Sunday, officials said, as search efforts for any further victims ended. Heavy rains caused a landslide at a remote illegal mining site on Thursday evening in West Sumatra province on Sumatra Island, where rescue workers had to walk for hours from the nearest village to reach the area. Provincial Disaster Mitigation Agency spokesperson Ilham Wahab said 13 people were found dead, while 12 others were injured, raising the death toll by 2. Since all 25 reported victims have been found and evacuated, we decided to close the search and rescue operation, Ilham told AFP. But he said a public reporting post would remain open for the next 7 days to allow families to report any missing relatives to authorities. Unlicensed mines are common across the mineral-rich Southeast Asian archipelago, where abundant sites attract locals who hunt for leftover gold or ore without proper safety equipment. Indonesia is prone to landslides during the rain season, typically between November and April, but some disasters caused by adverse weather have taken place outside that season in recent years. And now for the showbiz happenings, Michelede expressed dismay after an acquaintance who she described as a regular creative and his girlfriend allegedly stole her car, among others. On Instagram, the actress Beauty Queen did not identify the person who committed the deed and his alleged cohort, as the matter is being handled internally at this time, but warned that she'll be forced to do so if they fail to return her car as well as other properties in their possession. My car was stolen and recently retrieved in the Philippines. Unfortunately, a regular creative and his girlfriend that work and live in one of my apartments in Manila has immediate responsibility for it, she said. The Miss Universe Philippines 2023 title holder said the recent incident was a disappointing experience for her. It's honestly so unfortunate when you trust, forgive, and build people up only for them to go behind you and prioritize their own personal agendas. My supporters from day one would probably decept who this is, but let's stay calm and hope he delivers, said Dee. I'm currently handling this internally, but if my deliverables, properties that are under their possession, and materials that are under signed value, storage, or are returned, then my hand will be forced to take their names and this story to the press, she further said. Dee reiterated that professionalism and proper communication are important for her, as she reminds her fans to be careful with the people they trust. Professionalism and proper communication is all we ask for. As always, love, respect, and kindness. Feel free to share this so that it doesn't happen to anyone else. Be careful who you trust and give access to, she said. Dee, who is currently in France for Paris Fashion Week, earlier made headlines after revealing that she received her Miss Universe 2023 Voice for Change award after almost a year of waiting. Despite the delay, she took the incident in stride as she shared her $12,000 or roughly 664,000 pesos in current exchange price with the Autism Society Philippines. And that is it for koolNews at 4. As always, if you have any new business or feedback that you'd like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I'm Caro. We will see you later for more news headlines with koolNews at 6. Good afternoon.